All right, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at a file that was sent to me, and this is meant to be a candle holder. And apparently, there is an issue with this being able to stand up and hold the candle. And of course, because it's got this big rounded bottom, of course, it's going to go boop, tip right over. So what we have to do is create some kind of base for this so that this issue is not persistent. So let me show you how to go about fixing this real quick. Let's go ahead and select it and just see how thick it is. We could see in the Y direction here, it's 67. So let's fix this real quick. So we're going to lay it down on its top and we're going to do a couple of cuts. So what we're going to do is go to our cut plane tool. And what I want to do is I want to extract the logo. So I'm just going to pull it up, right till I have the logo. So now I have the logo. Let's do cut to parts and perform the cut. And it's saying, do I want to repair the non-manifold edges? And we do, of course, want to repair those. Now, depending on how complicated the logo is, that may take a while, it may not. But now you can see that we do, in fact, have a separate piece that is just our logo. How fancy is that? Now we're going to whack off another piece here just to get rid of it. So we'll go back to the cut plane tool and we can whack this anywhere we want here. Let's go ahead and perform the cut. And then we're going to alt click this top piece here and dispose of it. So now we have a nice flat piece here, and then we have our logo separate. And that's really what we need. So, so now what we can do is we can go ahead and alt click this piece. Now it started out at 67. I'm going to change it to 65. I'm going to say that my gold is going to be 2 millimeters. So this needs to be 63. That's what I'm saying. Okay, and then our logo here, so this is going to be black. Okay, and then this is going to be gold. So we can just change the appropriate colors, but this is going to be 2 mil thick. So let's go ahead and make it 2. And then what I want to do is I want to put this on my black face here. And probably the easiest way to do this is just use our assembly tool. We click on that face. We click on that one. We hit 0. Now they're all matched up. Bob's your uncle. That part of the job is done. Okay. So now we need to create some kind of base for this thing. And so this is currently in the X here, it's 100. Let's just call it 100. And in the Y, it's 100, and the depth is 65. So what does that all mean for us? Well, we're going to create a cube. So we're going to add a primitive cube. And there's our cube. Let's go ahead and set it to black also. And let's go ahead and make it 4 mil thick. I think that works. 4 mil. And then for our X position here, let's do 100. And then for the depth, I don't know, let's do 45. Let's do something like that. I honestly don't know. So let's go ahead and center this to my build plate. And then let's go ahead and add another primitive. In this case, we're going to add a cylinder. And let's go ahead and make it black as well. And then for the height and the depth, let's go to scale. And I don't know these values. Let's do 18 and 18 for the diameter. So it's not quite an inch, by roughly 3/4 of an inch. I think will be good. And then for the height here, I don't know. Let's do 75. I think that's probably pretty good. That's 3 inches. So there's our cylinder. Let's right click and we got to get out of this window. Then we can right click and center. And so now that's been centered up. And then let's go ahead and turn this guy right side up here. So let's do that. Just like that. And let's go ahead and center him up too. So we're going to center everything. Okay, so now we kind of got it going on like this. Starting to look pretty good, right? All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to take all of our objects here. So we have our cylinder, and then we have our parts of our candlestick here. So we can actually grab just the whole assembly and the cylinder and the cube and right click and merge all that together. And then what we want to do is we want to move our logo and our black piece there. So we're going to control click both of them and then go to the move tool. And you can see they're currently at 50. We want to move that to 75. And basically what that's going to do is that's going to give us 1 inch of space on the bottom side there. And because we made this 3 inches tall, we've got 2 inches buried inside the candle holder itself. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I think that's going to work. That's certainly going to hold the candle. Now, could we make the base plate wider? We can. So maybe we'll go ahead and do that. I just tried that just to look at it, but maybe we'll go ahead and make it 55. Still not quite the same depth, right? But it is definitely wider, and the width-wise, it's actually a little bit wider than this overall. So I think that looks pretty good, though. I'd be pretty satisfied with that. So now what we got to do is set this up for printing, of course. So no worries there. We're going to take this and we're going to copy Control C, Control V to this build plate. And what we're going to do here is move this back over here. Let's go ahead and, how do I want to do this? I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste another copy. And what we're going to do is we're going to alt click our cylinder and our base and hit delete. And then just nudge this with our arrow keys. It'll snap to our build plate. And then we can go lay on face, and we're going to lay it on our back face there. Now that bad boy's ready to print. And you'd notice we forgot the boolean. So I forgot the boolean. My bad. Let's go back and do that real quick. So we do have to boolean that hole out there. So let's do that real quick. Let's go to our mesh boolean tool. Let's move everything over here to the left. And then we want just the cylinder. We are going to keep the originals. Now, if I leave it like this, our blue plate is going to be cut, and we don't want the blue plate cut. So I'll show you a little trick I use all the time. I'm going to move this piece out of our way. So we're going to, instead of 128, we're going to make it, let's make it 328. So it's way out of the way. Now we could do our mesh boolean. And we want just the cylinder over here. Okay, just the cylinder. So now we have just the cylinder, and we will keep the originals and execute. Now we'll escape, we'll alt click and move, and you can see, there you go. Our hole is in place. Now, if you did a mesh boolean, okay, if you did a mesh boolean, let's go ahead and we got to execute this again because I accidentally hit undo, which I didn't intend to do. So I do apologize. So let's move this back over here, and we're going to keep originals, execute, escape, alt click. Yes, it does have the hole. This is what I meant to do. I meant to move this back over. So we're going to go ahead and move, and remember we were at this should be at 128. And that should be centered up again. And there you go. All right, now we can copy and paste to the new build plate. And we need 2 copies. Okay, so on the first copy, we're going to alt click that and delete. And we're going to alt click that and delete. And then this, we're going to just lay it down. So we could do lay on face and just click that one. And that will lay it down on its face on the build plate. You can see we're ready to cut there. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and alt click this and delete it. And so we're going to print the base together here, like so. Okay, so all this can be printed on one build plate. And then this will fit quite snugly, but it will fit. It should fit anyhow. But let's go ahead and slice her up and see what we got going on here. So slice and dice. Let's see what we got. See if we have any warnings about our hole. Shouldn't need anything. It shouldn't need supports for our hole, but we're going to find out here. You can see here it says slice OK. You can see here it's going to take 21 hours. Oh my lord. That's because you're using the wrong nozzle size. Let's try that again, folks. All right, and let's see. I guess I should have maybe looked at what my my process settings were. Well, that's better. 4 hours. I can dig that, but let's look real quick. Yep, we're just using our standard default settings, nothing special here. One thing about printing though, oh, you do see the seams are up front here. We should maybe put them out back, right? So we can do that. And then when we slice, we won't see those white lines on the front of our post. They'll be on the back side of our post. So that's good. We do see seams right here, and that's not desirable. So let's see what we could do about that. Let's go back here. Don't like those there. So on this, let's do random maybe and slice. We could do random, and now you can see these like little white flecks everywhere. That is a global setting. Now let me just check. You know, some settings you can only do global, and some you can change. So if we go back to back, and then we go to this and go to so now we go to object mode here instead of global. Can we change our seam settings? And we can. It looks like we can actually change that by object. So that's kind of cool. So this one can be aligned and this one can be in the back. Let's check that out, see if that's true. Let's go ahead and slice the plate. And we could see that these seams are in the back, and you can see that now these seams on this big piece here is no longer right there on top. You can see they're dispersed throughout. The seam is where the layers start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. So we could just leave it like that, or we could, I think I'd just leave it like that. I think that works. Okay, so there is our little changes there. Nothing too complicated. And when I was talking with this gal about the file, that is really a very important note. You can see what we did there was very, very simple, all done right here in Bamboo, and it's a real key takeaway. You've got to know your slicer inside and out, and we want to be using our slicer for the things that we can use our slicer for. We can't do this any other quicker in any other 3D modeling software or Tinkercad or Fusion or anything like that. It's very easy to do right here, and so we might as well do it right here and just take care of it right here. So that's it for this one, guys. So hopefully that helps you out, and I will fire this file away, and hopefully her customer will be much more pleased that her candlestick will now actually work as intended and won't go boop and fall over. All right, so until next time, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or need one-on-one training or some custom files made for you, this is my contact information, so feel free to reach out via email. You can text me. You could even give me a call. I'd be happy to answer questions or give you more details on the one-on-one training we offer, and as well as if you need custom files made until you are up to speed on how to make them yourself, feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to help you with that as well.